Electro Noob Geeking Out.
Hello and welcome. So this is a quick tutorial sort of thingy for my mate Baz and anyone else who might want to watch. Okay, so the core idea here is we've got the need to set up a blog, preferably have it so that it renders a nice page, something like this bootstrap example, where you have your featured maybe like your last 3 blog post entries or something showing up here in the top header in this carousel. That's going to be stage 2. Stage 1 is to incorporate the bootstrap template into the default Jekyll template we have here. So we need to kind of smash them together to make this to work. Now what I did was, to get myself ready, was I took the demo example here, which has the headlines, okay, and then I did a quick test. What I did was I stripped out all of the content pretty much, leaving in the button just in case that was desirable or not. And what I wanted to make sure was very simple, and that was to make sure that I could take this slide and use it as a template for all of the other slides that we would like to see. And it turns out you can. The only caveat being, if you see here where it says div class equals item active, for the first item it's fine to have it set as active, but it seems to be if you have more than one set as active, it can be problematic, which makes sense because you don't want multiple ones being active. You only have one on the screen at a time. So in this particular code window that you can see here, I'm only showing one slide, which is the default first slide. As you can see, it says waffle 1. As I say, I kept the button in there, but not necessary, but whatever. So all I want to do is I want to use this is a template to create multiple slides, as I've said. Now then, to create what you see on this website on the left, I literally did nothing more than paste in the slides a couple of times so that I had more slides, and then I went in and just deleted the active class from slides 2 and 3. Slide 1 still has the active tag there, and as I say, there you go, that's what you get. It functions, it does what it needs to do, voila, almost finished. Okay, so how do we get that into Jekyll? Now then, we're going to ignore everything except for generating the HTML that you see here. So each one of these blog posts will instead have the HTML transformed so that it looks like this, give or take. Okay, so now then, you see these directories with the underscore, that's to do with Jekyll, and these are generated when you first install your app. Going to layouts, default. Now I know it's the default layout because if we open index.html, it says here with the directive that it's all part of Jekyll, layout default. Okay, and you see the page heading, posts, which you see over here. Here's your post list. Okay. And what this does is, for every post that's in the archive, I don't know what the right word would be. Normally in a database you'd say in the table of site posts or what have you, but all of your posts, which I have here, which is essentially the same document duplicated multiple times, for every one of the posts in that directory, we want to obviously show that, create a link for it, show the date and the title, to make it clickable, so you can load your post up like that when you click on it. Right, now then, if you look here, it says li span h2. So if I just right click on one, inspect element, can't remember where the arrow bit is. Okay, you'll see here it matches ul class post list, ul class post list, li span, yeah, post meta, close span, all looks the same. The only difference is obviously is that these I think the right word might be directives. These directives that Jekyll handles for rendering the files, obviously that has to be pre-processed, and so that vanishes and becomes, you know, whatever output we want. Here you'll see that it will show the post date, and here's the format of that date. You can change that obviously, but you know, that's not part of the demonstration here, I guess. But still, it's interesting. Okay. And you see here the post title as well, yeah? Which is here, welcome to Jekyll, da 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 da. And then you've got the end of the loop. So between here and here, this section of code will be duplicated how many times there are posts in that directory, plus the date and everything else of those posts. The metadata for those posts will be rendered within that. So that's where we are at. Let's start converting it into a bootstrap friendly carousel item. Okay. Let's copy that. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken the HTML from the bootstrap example for a slide. Now keep in mind I haven't added in anything else to a bootstrap, just this segment of code. I've populated certain areas, so you've got so we had the headline, I've set post title, post.excerpt. Now I've set it up where you see this lorem ipsum generated crap is. The thing is, in order to get a small fragment of text from each of the posts so that they can be rendered in the slide neatly and tidily, otherwise you know, you're going to be missing information. You need something to draw people in. So page.excerpt. The thing is though, that's not set up by default. So there's a couple of things you need to do. One of the things is in the config file for Jekyll, you'll see here I added in excerpt underscore separator more. This is case sensitive, by the way. So what that means is you place this now inside of one of your well, in theory all of your posts as you're creating them, And what will happen is, let me show you an example. Here's one. So what will happen is the generator will scan your document from the beginning of the document all the way till the end, or until it discovers the more tag. You know, and this could be anything, by the way. You can set that, as long as it's set in your config file here, whatever you change that to, as long as it matches here in your file, then it'll be suitable, and that'll be your little marker. So the theory is that this section of code now, section of your document, is just a small little, you know, a little bit of teaser, a little bit of information about your blog post before they click on it. Okay. As I say, that isn't part of it until you enable it in the config file. And you'll see here between two different documents, I've placed it in two different locations, just for the sheer hell of it, just to see a difference between pages. Okay, now then, don't need that one. Okay, so index being this one, the Jekyll blog sort of index page, as we've spoken about before. Got the title, got the excerpt that we've just chosen. Still got the button. The button's crap, but what I've done is I've just added the date of the post in the button, just for now, just so we've got a copy of it, and you know, whatever. So this needs saving. Okay, that looks good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the build. In fact, let me just add it's going to save me some typing later. Right, so let's hit refresh. Let's just see what happens here. Cool. Okay. So, our index page. You'll notice, let's go to this page here. We'll see here that after the first paragraph, we have our excerpt marker, and that, yep, that goes with this here. You'll see. And then the one above, it's got two paragraphs, which we know that I've done that on purpose over here, two paragraphs. Now the other documents have no marker whatsoever, so what ends up happening is the whole page is rendered in our index page, like so, which is undesirable, but that's the default action. So if you find you see your whole page, it's probably because you've forgotten to put the marker in like you're supposed to. So hopefully that makes some sense. I haven't actually seen the HTML output yet, so let's just inspect element here, and we'll go back to our index here. So as expected, we've got carousel caption, we've got the post title, oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. The page excerpt automatically surrounds itself with p tags, so you can actually remove those. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into the posts directory, and I'm going to remove most of the files. Anyway, there's our two posts. All right, so we know that both of those have got the separator marker placed in, so that's pretty cool. Is there anything else we could do that's interesting? Well, what we can do is we'll open up this file, and we'll create a new one under the posts directory. Save that. Okay, so we have a document essentially. To make sure that we have the website updated. Cool. There we are. So we see our 3 posts, got the development waffle, blah 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 blah, working with the carousel, I can't spell. The marker works as we expect, so we'll just click into that, and that works. That does exactly as we would expect. Inside of the layout directory, just shrink this down a bit. Inside of the layouts directory here, you'll see that there is default page post. Okay, so default is the one that's called by index.html. You'll see here layout default. Now then, at a quick glance, you can already see that it has the general layout of the HTML document and how you would like it to be. And you've got your footer content, header content, and also, you know, the stuff that goes in your head. So go to includes, and you'll see the head. Okay, so there's our head tag. As you can see, it has a whole bunch of stuff already in there, which is pretty cool. So let's go to our bootstrap file, our bootstrap template. Bootstrap template being that one. Okay. What here is essential to make this work, to make bootstrap stuff work? Okay, so if we just go back to our head HTML here, we'll see we've got, yeah, they're already set. Don't have to worry about those, don't have to worry about the title, but we do need some script files, and we also need some CSS files as well. As you can see, we've got jQuery here as well. Oh, and we also need Carousel CSS. Okay. I like brackets, but it's missing so many basic things. Okay, so we're going to copy that. We're going to go over to our head. I'm going to go here. And we're just going to boom, paste that in. Okay. So a quick flick through now, just to make sure we're not duplicating anything or what have you. No, all looks good. I'm happy with that. We need the carousel CSS file, so what I'll do is I'll just quickly copy that from the bootstrap directory, like so. So that's good. Yep, it's there. Right, I'm happy with that. That's our head. Head is done. Let's move it out of the way. Let's close these posts for now. Don't need the config file either. Okay. I don't see anything else in the head section that we need. Awesome. Okay. Okay, so what do we need from the body, right? So Okay, now this is navigation bar at the top of the page that I've highlighted. I think it's fair to say that that classes as a header. So what I've done is I've deleted it for now, just so hopefully I don't save the file, but just deleted it for now so that it clears up the file as we're working. Okay, let's go into default, and here it says into the body, which is where I'm working now, we have a header.html. So let's open it and see what we got. In this header file, we'll notice here we've got page link. Over here it says about. So if we just inspect that for a moment, trigger, page link, okay, trigger, page link, okay, that seems fine. And if you look here, we actually have an about file here. So as you create more files in this root directory of our project, they'll become populated along here, like so, which is pretty handy. So I'm going to go away and edit the site. I'm just going to merge it in. First of all, just paste this whole block of stuff in. Okay. So we've got a tag here, which is the site title. Okay. For now, I'm going to remove the class active because it's just a pain in the bum for now. Do I want to drop down? Well, we can always add the drop down back in later. But for now, no, actually, we'll keep it there for now. We won't do anything with it, but we'll keep it there for now. Here, where it says about home, about contact, drop down, etc. Well, I think it's fair to say that they are our pages. We can change that later if we decide to, but for now, what we can say is go down here. So if the page, if go for all the pages, and if they have a title, then show this. Oh, I hate that button. Okay, so where are we? Okay, so we have our sort of template of how the HTML should look for this subsection. So let's paste in our awesomeness here. Oh, we use tab just because they have. Yes, I think so. Okay. Right then, so this can go. We've got our template here. So, what exactly is the format? Well, the URL, oops, for our link, for our page link. So the URL for the about page, for example, we need to put it here in the bootstrap of default stuff, and we also need to include the page title. Am I happy with that? Yep. So get rid of the old and bring in the new. Yep, that's going to be fine, I believe. Let's have a look. Yes. So what should happen is for every page that we have a title, we should get a nice bootstrappy sort of along here. That's the theory. So let's scroll down, see what we got. I don't see anything missing here. I'm quite happy with that. So what we'll do is we'll just go. Now this header tag I don't like. I'm not sure about. I might remove that later. But for now, we'll say that that's our header. Okay, I've hit save. Let's go back to index.html. That's what we've done so far. So we've done everything in there. That's done. We've gotten rid of a whole bunch of body, which in this case is header. It's at the bottom. What's this container for? Oh, it's the marketing container. Okay. So so far so good. However, if we go down to our index, which you'll remember as being this page, being this page, we have the HTML now, which is great, etc., for our bootstrap, but we're still missing quite a lot. So what we need to do is we need to go back to the bootstrap page. This is the beginning of our carousel code. Just we'll cancel that. We'll control X on that. Index. Okay, so there's the first part of our carousel, sort of the wrapper, as it were. Let's have a look. So here's our post stuff. I'm not sure about this RSS feed bit being useful for this particular project right now. So we'll just comment that out. That's remnants from the Jekyll template, which we don't want anymore. I think it's fair to say that that should go up there. Yep, that all looks good. Oh, typo here. Okay. I think that this will be all we need to close off the carousel. One way to find out. Yes. Okay, I'm happy enough with that. Let's just check everything. Okay, that'll do. We'll save that. Double check this. Delete that. Delete that. Do we class this as part of the footer or not? No. This is not ideal, I think is the best way to put it. Okay, for now we're just going to ignore these sections here, etc. Get rid of all of that. Okay, let's push our changes to the web server and check them out. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's close. Okay. Let's try and see where we've gone wrong. Let's hit reload. Okay. Oh yeah. I think it might be because in default, is it? Yeah, inside of default we have these two things here, which I think are no good. Which are again remnants from Jekyll. From Jekyll. Which essentially wrapped the page theme, which isn't what we want. Just wait for this to upload. Okay. There's an improvement. Let's see what we got. For argument's sake, what I'd like to do in addition to this is in the header, let's get rid of the CSS that no, oh gosh, where is it? It's in the head. I feel blind, I can't seem to see it. Oh yeah. Okay, so we've gotten rid of the Jekyll CSS. Oh, that's much better. Much better. Okay. Still a bit weird, but it's close, I guess. So the page worked there. Okay. One thing worth noting is that we don't have an item selected as active, which is probably a big problem. Now then, there is something interesting you can do. Jekyll, so you can do limit. Yeah, we'll just hit limit and see what happens. Okay. Ah, here we go. See here, offset 1. So on the Stack Overflow, what it's saying is that it's possible to list our posts. Well, I don't have one now, but it can list our posts, but we can choose where to start from. So we can start from post 1, 2, 5, 10, whatever in our list. Now this is useful because if we go back to our index, Yes. We want to list our blog posts, as we know, but the problem we have is that we need to set one as active. So what you do is we take this whole section again, we paste it in, and we paste it in a second time. Now then, for the first one, which is the one we want to set active, we go to class active, like so, and then here we want to set the limit to 1. Okay, so that's just one post. Here we want to limit we want to list all of the posts. So as you can see here, where did he put it? Got the offset directive there. So offset equals 1. What happen is we will loop round only one time, essentially just getting the first post out of our list of available posts, and populate all of this information. We'll have the class set as active, and we'll stop there. That loop just, it doesn't really loop, it just shows 1. Here we'll continue looping from the next item in the list, from position 1, which you know in programming terms 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 really means the second post. We'll loop through them all, starting from the second post, and we won't set the class item as active. There. Okay. Hit save, go back to the command line, send that back to Jekyll. Upload the Jekyll, build and then upload. Okay. So as you can see, that's our 2 posts. There's a third post, wasn't there, which had custom text. There you go. And as you can see, you can just click on one and you'll see it here. Now bearing in mind, I haven't set up all of the layout for the content and stuff just yet. We've only been concentrating on this index page. But it works. So far, so good.